You know there comes a point in life when everything you've built seems to collapse. Maybe you've lost a business you poured your heart into. Maybe the bankruptcy papers still sting every time you think about them. Maybe your home feels empty because stress and arguments have pushed your family apart. And in that moment, you feel like the story is over. You look at the rubble and think, how can I ever recover from this? How can I ever rebuild when there's nothing left? But let me tell you something powerful. What you've lost is not the end. With God, ruins are not dead ends. They are foundations. Think of a house after a storm. The roof may be gone, the walls may have fallen, but if the foundation remains, you can rebuild. And friend, your foundation is not your money. It's not your job. It's not your success. Your foundation is your faith. And as long as you have God, your foundation is unshakable. Let me remind you of Job. He lost everything. His wealth, his children, his health. People mocked him, abandoned him, judged him. But in his lowest valley, he didn't curse God. He cried, yes, he was broken, yes, but he held on to faith. And the Bible says that God restored Job's life, not just back to what it was, but double. He ended up with more than he ever had before. You see, God doesn't just rebuild, he restores, he multiplies. He takes what was lost and replaces it with something stronger, something that cannot be shaken by the same storm. Maybe people laughed when you lost it all. Maybe they said, see, he's finished, she's done, they'll never recover. But listen, people's words are not the final word. God has the final word over your life. And he says in Isaiah 61:3 that he will give you a crown of beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. But here's the truth. Rebuilding doesn't start with money. Rebuilding doesn't start with business plans. It starts with faith. Faith that God still has a plan for you. Faith that the same God who raised Jesus from the dead can raise your broken life back to purpose, back to strength, back to hope. Yes, it hurts to lose. Yes, it's humiliating to fail. Yes, the nights feel endless when bills are piling up and no one seems to care. But remember this, diamonds are formed under pressure, steel is forged in fire. And you, through this loss, through this pain, are being shaped into someone stronger, wiser, and ready for a greater future. Don't let shame stop you. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let what people said about you define the rest of your life. This setback is not your ending. This loss is not your grave. This is the soil where God is planting your comeback. And if you hold on, if you trust him, even when you can see the way, you will look back one day and say, that loss didn't destroy me, it built me. God rebuilt my life, and now I stand stronger than ever. So take a deep breath, wipe those tears, stand up from the ashes, because God can rebuild what you lost, and he will.